Another 38 stilt houses in Kampung Forest Sandakan collapsed due to the high tide phenomenon since last night, bringing the total number of affected houses to 108. Sandakan District Police Chief ACP Abdul Fuad Abdul Malik said that yesterday a total of 70 houses collapsed due to the phenomenon on Saturday night. Abdul Fuad said he was thankful that no casualties were reported, as residents in the coastal areas had adhered to the authorities' advice to vacate their homes last night.
Alhamdulillah, boleh dikatakan ada yang akur dan menerima nasihat, dan kerana terima nasihat itu jugalah kita lihat sehingga ke hari ini alhamdulillah tidak ada kejadian yang tidak diingini hanya melibatkan harta benda.
Mary Kampung Forest Sandakan today, he said the number of evacuees at a relief centre in Sekolah Kebangsaan Sungai Anip 2 also increased to 684 people. He said the high tide phenomenon is expected to occur again tonight, adding that police have deployed vehicles and personnel to help the residents to evacuate. Meanwhile, the number of flood evacuees in Kelantan and Terengganu this evening saw a drop, and that in Perak remained unchanged from the morning tally. In Kelantan, a total of 12 relief centres were closed as at 4 p.m. after 3,900 flood evacuees were allowed to return to their homes. State Civil Defence Force APM Disaster Management and Operations Officer Captain PA Muhammad Hanif Omar said 6 relief centres were still open in Pasir Mas and Tumpat, housing 1,511 people. The situation in Terengganu continued to improve, with the number of evacuees in Besut dropped to 138 from 1,438 this morning. The State Disaster Management Committee Secretariat said the relief centre at Masjid Kampung La housed 126 evacuees, while that at Kampung Pantai Community Hall had 12. In Perak, only one relief centre remained open this evening at Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Abdul Rahman Talib Smart in Hilir Perak, with 62 people from Kampung Batu 7 and Kampung Batu 7 1 Palang 2 Lorong Mesra, Cangkat Jong. The landslide at the father's organic farm in Batang Kali on 16 December is Malaysia's second worst disaster in terms of fatalities after the Highland House condominium collapse in 1993, which claimed 48 lives, according to the Special Malaysia Disaster Assistance and Rescue Team, SMART. SMART Commander Muhammad Khairul Jamil said he was shocked by the number of victims in the landslide when they received the emergency call in the wee hours of that day. This was due to the average number of people involved in such incident, which were about 3 or 4 people. Selangor Fire Rescue Department Operations Assistant Director Hafizah Muhammad Noor, in recounting the experience, citing the final victim, said although the boy's father and sister were found on the first day of the operations, they could not locate the boy even after repeated excavations in the area.
Kita dah buat ni untuk makluman, dah menjangkau kepada 80% kawasan yang telah kita buat penggalian ni. So dia ada satu carapan yang telah dibuat oleh JUPM yang menandakan kata kita ni dah telah menggali hampir keseluruhan dah sebenarnya.
31 people were killed in the 2:30 a.m. landslide, but 61 survived after tons of earth came crashing down on the farm campsite. 18 of those killed were adults and 13 were children, with 20 bodies recovered from Sector A, 1 from Sector B and 10 from Sector C. The Ministry of Health MOH has begun drawing up plans to resolve the issue of overcrowding in emergency and trauma departments in an effort to provide efficient services to the people. Health Minister Dr. Zaliha Mustafa said the ministry was also looking at all the latest data, conducting audit and research related to the workload and overcrowding of emergency and trauma departments nationwide, especially in specialist hospitals, to identify problems faced by the department. Elaborating, the minister said efforts to overcome this issue must involve various quarters and stakeholders. As such, the ministry will hold engagement sessions with relevant stakeholders, including the Emergency Department itself, the Malaysian Medical Association MMA, the Association of Private Hospitals Malaysia, and the private sector to find out the specific problems and needs according to each state. She said the overcrowding issue had also been reported in the Auditor General's Report 2018, which was published on 24th June 2019, which stated that the identified causes contributing to the congestion were insufficient allocations, a shortage of health personnel, and lack of facilities to meet patients' needs. The issue was not only faced by the emergency and trauma departments, but it also affected outpatient clinics, inpatient wards, and health clinics. The appointment of all chairmanships and board members involving federal statutory bodies and government-linked companies GLCs should be done carefully and not hastily. Deputy Finance Minister Datuk Seri Ahmad Maslan said, for example, GLC's operation under the Ministry of Finance Incorporated is still running well under the management of the Chief Executive Officer, other top management and staff. Commenting further on the matter, Datuk Seri Ahmad Maslan said they are waiting for the next cabinet directive on when the position will be filled again and by whom. He also acknowledged that MOF Incorporated, there are many companies involved and the resignations have been done by various parties.
CEO-nya masih kekal, mereka yang membuat kerja harian. Walau bagaimanapun tidaklah terlalu lama lah, jangan terlalu lama lah. Saya rasa dalam mungkin sebulan dua lah, mungkin lah pada pandangan saya tak tahu pandangan kabinet, tetapi saya kira itu antara masa yang menasabah lah, menasabah.
Datuk Seri Ahmad was saying this when asked about the latest developments in the appointment of chairman and members of the board of directors, which previously involved the appointment of politicians and was immediately terminated on 14th December. On 24th December, Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said the appointments, which also involve MOF Incorporated and the government-related investment company GLIC, are being streamlined and will be announced by Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim. A special UMNO General Assembly will be held to amend 2 clauses of the party constitution. Its Secretary General Datuk Seri Ahmad Maslan said the notice of the Special General Assembly had been issued to the division chiefs, division secretaries, as well as secretaries of Women, Youth and Puteri Wings through a letter dated 13th December. Datuk Seri Ahmad said the amendment involved Clause 2011, which states that the membership of any UMNO members will be automatically revoked if they leave the party or contest as an independent or a candidate for another party during an election.
Perkara yang kedua tadi, perkara pertama ketua penerangan, perkara yang hal dikatakan dia keluar parti itu adalah sesuai dengan akta lompat parti yang telah diluluskan oleh Dewan Rakyat.
Another amendment according to the UMNO Secretary General was made to Clause 8.4, namely all information chiefs will be automatically elected as delegates to the UMNO General Assembly every year. Asked whether there was a motion for the President and Deputy President post to be contested in the upcoming party elections, he said the decision would only be decided during the Special Supreme Council MT meeting on 12 January next year before the UMNO General Assembly is held the next day. The UMNO General Assembly 2022, which was previously scheduled for 21st to 24th December, has been postponed to 11th till 14 January next year. With Ipoh mentioned as the first destination in the list of 18 of Asia's most underrated places by the CNN travel portal, the Perak State Government is further intensifying promotions to attract as many tourists and investors as possible to the state capital. State Housing and Local Government Committee Chairman Sandria Ng Shai Ching said the committee would continue to utilise various platforms to introduce Ipoh so that more people have the opportunity to visit and experience the city's special features. She said Ipoh has always been known for its unique history, charm, food and atmosphere, and efforts will also be increased towards improving infrastructure facilities and diversifying tourist destinations in preparation to receive more visitors in the future. The list of 18 of Asia's most underrated places gives exposure and recognition to each destination that is deemed to have good tourism value but still lacks the attention it deserves. Recently, Ipoh Mayor Datuk Rumaizi Baharin was reported as saying that the city was ranked first as the most underrated attraction in Asia by CNN Travel. He said the listing was a great recognition and put the state capital in good stead to attract more visitors to Ipoh in conjunction with Visit Ipoh Year 2023. Coming up, fishermen advised to register with associations to enjoy benefits. Fishermen in the country are advised to register with associations that are recognised by the Malaysian Fisheries Development Board (LKIM) to facilitate the process of channeling assistance to them in the event of a disaster. LKIM Director General Yusof Osman said LKIM can only help fishermen who are members of such associations, and there are many benefits they could enjoy by becoming members.
Nelayan tidaklah berdaftar dengan Persatuan Nelayan. Naklah berdaftar dengan Persatuan Nelayan kerana kita nak dapatkan data. Data ni untuk kita pastikan semua kaum nelayan terbela supaya tiada yang tercicir. Supaya tiada tercicir. Untuk maksud tu kita nak mereka jadi ahli.
He noted that based on the data they have, there are 20,000 to 30,000 fishermen who are still not registered with Fishermen's Association in the country. To fishermen whose boats and fishing equipment were damaged during the floods, Yusof advised them to make a police report to facilitate the process of applying for assistance. Meanwhile, Yusof said that although there were 1,250 fishermen who were affected by the floods in Pahang, Terengganu and Kelantan, it did not affect the supply of fish stocks in the three states. The Ampang Jaya Municipal Council MPAJ will issue a notice of confirmation of license cancellation (NPPL) to a restaurant in Pandan Indah where a rat was caught on video eating fried chicken in a food warmer container. MPAJ President Muhammad Fauzi Muhammad Yatim said the immediate license cancellation was a follow-up to the Health Ministry's MOH notice of closure, which was issued by the Selangor Health Department to the restaurant on 24th December after the video had gone viral on social media. He said action to seal the premises will be taken if it is found to be still operating after the issuance of NPPL. Any application for a new license will only be considered if all conditions are fully met, especially those regarding cleanliness. In a statement today, Muhammad Fauzi said inspection records showed that the restaurant was rated Grade B for cleanliness in June 2021 and January 2022. Yesterday, Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah said MOH had issued a 14-day shutdown order and 6 compound notices to the restaurant following the circulation of the video. The Bukit Bendera funicular train service in Georgetown was disrupted for several hours yesterday due to a leak in the track brake hose. Perbadanan Bukit Bendera Pulau Pinang (PBBPP) in a statement said the train service was halted at about 4 p.m. and back in operation at 6:45 p.m. After the investigation, the PBBPP maintenance team found a leak in the track brake hose and needed some time to replace the part and fully activate the system. The PBPP further thanked visitors for their patience with the service disruptions and emphasized that the funicular service and passenger safety are always their top priority. PBBPP also expressed its gratitude to the jeep service by the Bukit Bendera Resident Association, the bus service and the Royal Malaysia Police PDRM for their quick action in dealing with the emergency situation. It also expressed appreciation to residents and business operators for their understanding and support. The media yesterday reported that about 1,000 visitors were disappointed when their plan to enjoy the Christmas holiday at the top of Bukit Bendera Hill was dashed due to the disruption of the funicular train service. A video clip that posted by visitors about the funicular service problem at Bukit Bendera went viral on social media. Restoration of water supply in affected areas following odour pollution at the Jenderam Hilir Raw Water Pump Station has reached 95% as of 6 p.m. today. Pengurusan Air Selangor Sdn Bhd Air Selangor in a statement also said areas not restored yet involve areas in Petaling and in Sepang. According to the statement, the duration for the restoring water supply varies from one area to another depending on the location and distance of the user's location. It said water supply for areas affected by the temporary work stoppage at Bukit Tampoi Water Treatment Plant LRA was fully restored at noon today, while areas affected by the temporary work stoppage at the Sungai Semenyih LRA are expected to be fully restored by 6 a.m. tomorrow. Air Selangor also advised users who have water supply restored to let the tap run until it is clear before the water is fit for daily use. A total of 472 areas in 5 regions of Air Selangor experienced unscheduled water disruption starting at 7 a.m. on 24th December following temporary stoppage of work at the 2 LRAs. Coming up in our foreign segment, South Korea launches jets as North flies drones. A boat containing over 57 Rohingya refugees reached the coast of Indonesia's western Aceh province on Sunday as another boat carrying 180 Rohingya refugees is feared to have sunk with all on board. The 57 refugees, all male, had spent nearly a month drifting at sea after their ship's engine broke before reaching the shore of Aceh. The head of the Bandar Aceh Immigration Office, Telmaizul Shatri, told local media that the refugees are currently being kept at a local government facility. He added that his department is still liaising with 2 UN-led refugee agencies. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, said over the weekend that it feared a boat which started its journey from Bangladesh at the end of November was missing at sea, with all 180 on board presumed dead. Nearly 1 million Rohingya from Myanmar are living in crowded facilities in Bangladesh, including tens of thousands who fled their home country after its military conducted a deadly crackdown in 2017. In Buddhist majority Myanmar, most Rohingya are denied citizenship and are seen as illegal immigrants from South Asia. South Korea accused North Korea of flying several drones across their border today, prompting Seoul's military to deploy warplanes and fire warning shots to ward them off. Joint Chiefs of Staff JCS said in a statement, a North Korean unmanned aerial vehicle was detected around the Gimpo airspace at 10:25 a.m. The incursion prompted Seoul to fire warning shots and deploy fighter jets and attack helicopters. Yonhap News Agency reported one of the warplanes, a Ka-1 light attack aircraft, later crashed in Hongsong County. Flights were temporarily suspended at Gimpo and Incheon international airports near the capital for about an hour at the request of the JC. China deployed 71 warplanes in weekend military exercises around Taiwan, Taipei's defense ministry said today, including dozens of fighter jets in one of the biggest daily incursions to date. The People's Liberation Army said it had conducted a strike drill on Sunday in response to unspecified provocations and collusion between the United States and the self-ruled island. Data China did not specify the number of aircraft mobilized for Sunday's exercises nor the exact location of the maneuvers. Heavy snowfall across large parts of Japan has killed 17 people over the last 10 days, with thousands of homes suffering power outages. Much of the country's west coast as well as the northern region of Hokkaido have seen persistent heavy snow in recent days. Local media said some areas have seen almost a meter of snowfall in 24 hours, including the town of Oguni in northwestern Yamagata region. Japan's weather agency has warned residents in the affected regions to avoid travel where possible after cars got stuck on roads in heavy snow. Government officials said that 70 people have been killed and dozens more injured in the snow since 17 December. National broadcaster NHK reported the dead included a man who fell from a roof while clearing snow and a woman found dead of suspected carbon monoxide poisoning in a car. In Hokkaido, tens of thousands of homes have lost electricity in recent days as the snow brought down power lines, though most connections have now been restored. Coming up in sport, Harimau Malaya aims at 3 points in Hanoi to secure semis spot. Malaysia are only looking for a win in their third Group B match of the 2022 ASEAN Football Federation AFF Cup against Vietnam at the Maidan National Stadium here tomorrow night. The victory over the Golden Star Warrior squad will confirm Malaysia's place in the semi-finals after the Harimau Malaya squad defeated Myanmar and Laos in the first two matches. National head coach Kim Pan-gon said 3 points against Vietnam could brighten up Malaysia's chances of advancing to the knockout round as group champions. Pan-gon, however, expects a difficult match for his side to face such team like Vietnam that have been formed for a long time and play according to a good football philosophy.
What Vietnam have done in the last few years, it was great performance and result they given to the Vietnam group. So I think what they have done, that could be their strength, have a very good experience in terms of speaking. Malaysian national team was not so near. We go through all the tough situations, well-managed, all tough game. We're not afraid of anything in front of us.
For the record, the last 8 years have seen Malaysia have yet to defeat Vietnam in all competitions, losing 6 and drawing once. The last time Malaysia won was in the 2014 AFF Cup semi-finals second leg with a 4-2 victory. After 2 matches, Malaysia lead the group after collecting 6 points. Vietnam and Singapore, who have only played once, share 3 points each and are in second and third position, while Myanmar and Laos are in the bottom 2 position without any points. Meanwhile, the cold and windy weather that can reach up to 16 degrees Celsius at night is among the challenges to be dealt with by the Harimau Malaya. This is because the players are not used to performing in such temperatures, as they often train and play in moderate temperatures between 25 and 26 degrees Celsius in the Malaysian League competition. The issue was also evident when the national team struggled in the scorching hot weather against Myanmar in Yangon on Wednesday before edging out a 1-0 victory in the first Group B fixture. The national team have faced Vietnam in such cold weather conditions in the same month in Hanoi, namely during the second leg of the final of the 2018 AFF Cup, which saw the Golden Star Warrior squad win 1-0, emerging champions with an aggregate result of 3-2. The amazing run of the Moroccan football team at the 2022 World Cup will be an inspiration for the Hak e-sports squad to find fame at the Mobile Legends Bang Bang MLBB M4 World Championship in Jakarta from 1st to 15 January next year. The team's coach Kara Azman Sharif said that despite facing the uphill task against the big names at the prestigious Grand Finals, Hak has its own uniqueness to take on every opposition team.
Untuk tim Hak ni, kita ada identiti kita yang tersendiri. Kita pakai hero yang kelainan daripada orang lain, dan juga kita ada taktikal kita yang tersendiri yang tak ada pun orang dekat Malaysia ni buat. So itu adalah keunikan daripada tim Hak sendirilah.
Khairul Azman was met at the KL International Airport KLIA before the team's departure for Indonesia, who are the hosts of the tournament. In the group stage, Hak are drawn with S11 Gaming Argentina, RRQ Akira and the Valley, with all three teams being champions of Argentina, Brazil and North America. Apart from Hak, another team that will represent Malaysia in the tournament is Toda, which is the team's fourth consecutive participation in the competition. A total of 16 best teams from around the world will compete for the title of champion that offers a prize money pool of $800,000 US. Met at the sending-off ceremony for the two teams, Deputy Youth and Sports Minister Adam Adli Abdul Halim said the ministry is now in the final phase of finalising the guidelines for managing the development of esports in the country. According to him, the guidelines for esports are very important to manage the sport in a more orderly and safe manner.
Untuk pastikan inklusiviti dan juga semua sukan yang dimainkan sama ada secara amatur ataupun profesional ada garis panduan yang boleh jaga tata kelola dalam pengurusan sukan tersebut. So it's very important for us to have guidelines macam tu supaya pembangunan sukan tu tak terbantuk. Contohnya untuk e-sport kita tahu dia tumbuh dengan sangat rancak dan dia melibatkan terutama sekali let's call it grassroots lah sebab dia dimain oleh rakyat kebanyakan. So dia ada garis panduan yang boleh jadi sedikit guide kepada terutama persatuan-persatuan dan juga organisasi-organisasi yang berkait dengan e-sport. So itu sikit sebanyak akan bantu bukan sahaja untuk pembangunan tapi juga untuk melindungi terutama sekali golongan belia yang mana e-sport ni lebih banyak dimain oleh golongan belia yang sangat muda. So itu akan jadi satu bentuk mekanisme pelindungan kepada terutama sekali penggiat dan juga yang menaung bawah sukan tersebut.
He added that the guidelines will also help the youth involved in the sports, thus acting as an effective mechanism to protect their data in the future. And that wraps up news at 10. In our top story, another 38 stilt houses in Sandakan collapsed from high tide. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Shuhaida Arifin. Have a good evening.